Discovery Series number 10 from Bardstown Bourbon Company. They sent it, I'm gonna review it. Welcome to ADHD Whiskey, my name is Matt, and today we're reviewing the brand new Discovery Series 10 from Bardstown Bourbon Company. If you're looking at this bottle and saying, that's not a Discovery Series, Matt, that's a different label. Well, you're half right. The Discovery Series went to beauty school and it didn't drop out. That is the new Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery Series label. Look how beautiful it looks. It's got the series number right on front, so you know that they're serious about you knowing which bottle is sitting on the shelf. As always, it has the mash bills listed on the side of the bottle, so you know exactly what you're drinking. And it just overall looks much better than the previous designed label. They took a reapproach. I like seeing something on a shelf when I walk into a store and I gander yonder, and then I can see what it be without me asking the person behind the counter to hand the bottle to me, so that I would take it previously and I would spin it and go, oh, it's not the series I wanted. Put it back on the shelf, Cody. And Cody would put it back and be like, oh, that boy's big trouble. America. While we wait for this Discovery 10 to get a little bit of air in the glass, let me tell you about today's video sponsor real fast. Today's video was brought to us by the makers of the finest clothing products you could ever imagine, even if you have a tremendous imagination. IntoTheAM.com. IntoTheAM.com is your go-to place on the web for all the best clothes to cover your body with. Or if you're into not covering your body, they have clothes that barely cover your body too, like tank tops and super sweet shorts. They have some of the best graphic tees ever, like this King of the Jungle Lion King-esque shirt that I'm wearing right now. But if you're not into the graphic tees and you want something a little more subtle, they also have basic tees and essential tees in crew necks and V-necks, which are some of my favorite. They're pre-shrunk and they're pretty friggin' comfortable. If by pretty friggin' you mean really friggin'. So go ahead and click on my link in the description below, IntoTheAM.com/ADHD. Use code ADHD at checkout, and you're gonna save an additional 10% on top of the already fabulous deals that they have going on right now. Thank you Into the AM for sponsoring this video, and thank you to all the viewers who shop there and make them happy enough to continue sponsoring these videos. Now that we've talked about today's video sponsor, let's talk about Discovery Series 10. The past couple Discovery Series have used like whiskeys from outside of the country, like Ontario. But Discovery Series 10 ditched the international stuff and went straight back to a blend of bourbon whiskey. We have 13-year, 9-year, and 6-year mash bills from Kentucky, with the major chunk, 62% of this entire blend, coming from the 9-year Kentucky mash bill. That baby's 78% corn, 13% rye, and 9% malted barley. Where did they source that from? Who the heck knows? Not every distillery discloses their mash bills. But if you do a little digging and listen to little birdies when they chirp, then you would know that 78% corn, 13% rye, and 9% malted barley allegedly belongs to a distillery that rhymes with Bim Jeam. And that Bim Jeam distillate is married with 18% 13-year Kentucky distillate, 10% Georgia 10-year distillate, 8% 6-year Kentucky distillate, and 2% from that pesky Tennessee. MSRP on this bad bitch, about 150 bucks. So, did Bardstown Bourbon Company blend a banger brow? Or did they blend something that's not a banger brow? There's only one way to find that out. Let's get into Disco 10. Giving this discovery a bit of a spin job, discovering every square centimeter of this glass's fine glassed ass. Going in for a nose of this brand new Discos, there is a fly in here that is literally driving me bonkers. And I'm gonna murder you. Come back, fly. You will regret it, but you should come back. I don't, oh, there you are. Come on, little fly. Bring it back, bring the action. Smart fly. Flew away, unharmed, but will be harmed in a bad way. This is a nutty bugger. This smells like, you fucker. I'm gonna fuck you up. I opened this bottle 3 days ago when I first got it, and I poured some whiskey into a glass, and I kind of tasted it a little bit, not being super critical, but the most critical parts of me came out, and I was thinking it was a bit closed off, not the greatest. It wasn't really awakened. It felt a bit shut down and a bit dusty, and not in the old way, but dusty and like, kind of tasted like dust and smelled like dust. But just a few days later, having a little bit out of the bottle already, I feel like this is opening up, on the nose anyway, and providing a bit more of a fuller experience. Kind of like Fuller House. That Uncle Jesse is fine. This smells like, mother, did I get it? No. This smells like dry roasted peanuts and a popsicle stick. If you ate a red, white, and blue popsicle, the Freedom Pop, and then you had the popsicle stick, and you put it inside of a bag of peanuts, shelled peanuts or unshelled, whatever means that the shell is still on it, and then you took that popsicle stick out of the bag a few days later and smelled it. That is pretty accurate. That is pretty friggin' accurate. Used popsicle stick and peanuts. Or it has like a bit of a sawdusty note, kind of like sawdust and cough syrup. If you made a sawdust flavored cough syrup, kind of smells like the inside of a recently used coffee pot that you didn't wash. Discovery 10 down the hatch. Okay, all right. By the way, Discovery 10's coming in at 114.24 proof. I am very happy I didn't review this as soon as I opened it because, like I said, this has developed a little bit in a good way since its first America. I'm gonna be totally honest, I was not a fan upon first crack. Now, having sipped it again a few days later, I will say this. The experience is much better than it was, but I'm still getting some things on the palate and on the finish that Portsky don't exactly love, which is kind of a bummer. This bottle was sent to me from Bardstown Bourbon Company for no charge. And when you make a review like this and you say that you don't absolutely love their $150 bottle, I would imagine that is the way to be immediately removed from their sample list. But I gotta review it and I gotta be honest. So this is me doing both of those things. Second sip. It's very drying. It starts off with kind of like a creamy, nutty, like almost like a natural peanut butter. Yes, a natural peanut butter because it lacks in sweetness a little bit and it's kind of drying. But then as it goes to the back of the palate, it begins to dry out more and more and kind of leaves a burn mark down the middle of your tongue. It actually almost tastes like if you licked a wet cutting board. You chopped up some red fruit on a wooden cutting board, and then you rinsed the cutting board off in the sink and it was just wet. And then you could not help yourself, so you licked that cutting board. That is a damn solid note, I would say, for what this tastes like. The mouthfeel is decent. The finish is lingering, but unfortunately the finish isn't the best finish. It's kind of like a dry, punchy finish that I don't necessarily love. It's not like an aged oak and it's not like a sour bad oak. It's just kind of like wood. Popsicle stick, cutting board, little bit of sawdust. Next sip. Third sip, I'm actually picking up a little bit of sweetness that I didn't get before. That's like some brown sugar and like maraschino cherry juice a little bit, kind of like poking its head in like, hey, I heard you said I wasn't sweet. Listen, right here, bitch. And I'm like, whoa, didn't see you there, but now I see you. And pretty impressive how you just poked your head in there at the right time before I gave it a bad score. Know what I'm saying? This is not a bad whiskey. This is not a fantastic whiskey. It's good. If you're watching, my God, this fly is gonna get fucked. If you're watching this and you think I hate that fly. If you're watching this right now and you're thinking that I'm absolutely hating this, that's not true. Am I slightly disappointed, even though it was completely free to me? Yeah, a bit. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I want to be able to put the Discovery Series back on the pedestal that my brain already has it on, and I want to put it on there proudly. Keep in mind, everybody's preferences are different, and what I prefer is much different than what other reviewers prefer. It's much different than what other viewers prefer, but it may be similar to what you prefer. So if you watch my videos and you know what I like, and you like the same things that I like, then I would say to probably don't buy a bottle of this before you taste it. But if you're in the other camp, where you just love Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, and you love some more of those cardboardy, sawdusty, nutty whiskeys, this might be right up your alley. Or directly up your ass, if you really like those. Ooh, this bourbon tastes like it had an ice cube added to it. Have you ever poured whiskey in a rocks glass and threw ice cubes in it? And then like a few minutes later when the ice starts to melt, the whiskey gets this bright, shiny, almost metallic note. It has a very specific iced whiskey note. That's what that reminds me of. So if I put this in a blind and I eat my words later, then that is totally fine. I don't mind looking dumb if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that this would come out on top in a blind flight against Rare Breed, Ezra 7-year, Baker 7-year, 1792 full proof. Discovery Series number 10 from Bardstown Bourbon Company. New label, love it. But today, Discovery Series number 10 from Bardstown Bourbon Company receives a score of 7.1. I just don't feel like this blend was cohesive and well-rounded enough. Something about it does not rub me the right way. And if you know anything about how I like being rubbed, it is on my back. And the funny thing about my back jewels, thank you Bardstown Bourbon Company for sending this. Absolutely friggin' love you guys. I would not be where I'm at today without Bardstown Bourbon Company, but I also wouldn't be where I'm at today if I was dishonest. That is my open and honest feelings about Discovery Series 10. Hopefully Bardstown Bourbon Company doesn't kick me off their list, but if they do, I understand. But also at the same time, don't be a bitch. That's a joke too. But seriously, don't be a bitch. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind. I'm not biting the hand that feeds you. Unless, of course, it feeds you something that you don't necessarily love. In which case, just nibble gently. Or bite that bitch's hand off. And hope that they forgive you. And that you have a good orthopedic surgeon. And I think orthopedic is actually the right type of surgeon you would need. I am on fire with my brain tonight. Way to go, me.